Hey there, my name is David Lee with CoachDavidLee.com. The following video is an excerpt from my complete email marketing course using MailerLite. If you get some value from it, give it a like, share it out, leave any comments or questions below, and I encourage you to enroll in the full course if you really want to get a complete and effective email marketing strategy up and running within just a day or two. So enjoy the video. All right, so now we're going to look at creating an HTML campaign using the MailerLite drag and drop feature. And you're really going to like that because it's pretty simple. So the drag and drop feature, exactly what it sounds like. You've probably used features like this before. Basically, there are just boxes and widgets that you can drag and add and delete. If you want to add an image, add some text, add a gallery, things like that. So we'll look at just the different options for using the drag and drop features. And then any images that you bring in, we're also going to look at making sure that you check those image sizes, because you want to make sure that your images aren't too big, that they take too long to load when people are opening up your emails. And especially if people are doing that on a phone, you just want to make sure that they're the right size, and just so that they're not too big. And we'll look at how to do that. And then we'll also look at including a link for people to read your email online. So if they don't want to pull up or load up the entire email actually in their email box, they can click on the link to basically just read an email page of the email that you're sending. And also the idea behind creating HTML emails and using the drag and drop feature as opposed to the text emails that we looked at in the last lesson is that it allows you to incorporate more of your branding. So it allows you to use a header, maybe use a picture of yourself, or use more of your branding and your colors and logos and things like that. So let's go into the feature and we'll look at creating an email with the drag and drop features. Okay, so we're back in the campaign section of MailerLite, and we're going to go back and create campaign. And just like we did last time with the text email, we're just going to go through those same steps, but we're going to click on the drag and drop. And again, I'm going to use the same copy from that email that I had used previously. So I'm going to go to my Word document. I'm going to select the subject line that I've already written, and I'm going to paste it into the subject line field. And also show you a little trick here that we didn't do last time. Let's say you wanted to add their name in the subject line field. I'll make this W lowercase, and then, so let's say I wanted to add their name here with that name field, where you can add that insert personalization feature here, and then I'm going to add the name field, which remember I set it up for that to be their first name. So it adds that name field tag here, and then maybe I want to add a comma here. So it'll be their name, want your dream customers coming to you. So if their name is Frank, their first name will show up here on the subject line that they see on their end. So Frank, want to add, want your dream customers coming to you. So add a little personalization there if you want to. And then again, we already looked at this stuff, who's it from, how that's displayed. And then we're going to go into our content, and we're going to pick the drag and drop editor here. Now again, if you wanted to, you can go to the template gallery and pick some preset templates that MailerLite has in here, and there's actually a lot in here. It looks like they've even added some, but it sort of gives you a template just to start with, right? It gives you a little different ideas for different looks that you might want to create that fit what you're trying to do and what the purpose of your email campaign is. But some pretty good looking templates in here. We're going to go here, and then I'll just show you what it looks like from scratch, but let's choose the drag and drop editor here. Okay, so it pulls up this drag and drop editor, and I already have a header in place right here, and this is what this is. So you can change this if you want to, and it's just an image, and if you wanted to change the header image or add one, you can just click on this little pencil editor thing, and then just click on the image. If you want to reduce the image or edit the image, you can do that. The settings for this header type is an image, right? So it's just an image that I created using this. It's 640 pixels by 115 pixels tall. And then I'm setting the image height right there, so I've already got those settings in there, but you can play around with that if you already have a header that you want to put in there. And then basically you start, let me cancel out that header editor, and then you can just start dragging and dropping whatever boxes that you want in here. So let's say we've got our header, and I'm going to choose to just bring in a text box, so drag and drop the text box here. And it'll put in the text box there. And then to start putting some text in there, you just click on the little editor. And then you don't have to do a subtitle for this if you don't want to. If you did, you could add it in there, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to go straight to the text, the body copy, because again, I've already gotten my pre-written email here with my formatting. And the reason I like to go ahead and write them, even with the formatting, with the bolding and italicize, is because that formatting is going to be brought over into this box. You might have some issues with spaces and color and things like that, but those are easily fixed. See, it added double spaces again, just like it did in the rich text example that we did. But you can, it's very quickly, you can just go back in here and get that formatting back like you want it. Another option is you could just paste it from a simple text file, but then you'd have to go back and add in the bolding and italicize and all that stuff. So whatever works for you, it's fine. I'm going to change the color because the color is set right now to this gray. So I'm going to select the entire copy, and I'm going to change text color just to black. And you see there it changed it to black. And then I'm also going to add that personalization back in here if you want to. So make sure you just insert it exactly where you want it to go. And I'm going to just do the name again, first name. So we got our name tag in there. And then basically you just go in here and add whatever you want. If you want to add some links, you can. If you want to add, there's the link. If you want to add a bullet pointed list, you can absolutely do that. But I'm going to go ahead and just save that. So we've got our text box saved. And then let's say after the text you wanted to add an image, maybe a product image or a preview of something. Well, grab your image box, bring it over here, and drop it down below the text box. If you change your mind and you want the image above the text box, you would just mouse over this image box and click on this little directional arrow, click and drag it up here, and drop it down below the text box, or above the text box, excuse me. And for some reason that didn't work, but I promise you it works. Okay, so let's just say we wanted to add an image here, so we click on the little editor, and basically if you already have it uploaded, you can go browse and upload it. If you have not uploaded the image yet, you can just click on upload image and it will import it into this little thing here. And let's say I just wanted to use, this image here. So I select it, and it's going to pop it in here. And to check the image size, you can go to Edit Image. And then there's several different options here. We're not going to go over all of these at all. But you can just add different effects, filters, things like that. You can crop the image if it's not quite like you want it. If you want to check the size or resize it, it's going to give you the pixel width right here. I like to keep my images no more than 600 pixels wide or high. Anything beyond that gets to be a pretty big file size to open up in an email. And you don't want your emails opening up slowly. You don't want them taking up a lot of space in somebody's email box. So just get it like you want it. And then if you change it, you can do apply, save, and then it'll update it right here in your image box. Okay, so you can just kind of eyeball it and kind of see how big it is, if you need to make it smaller. And then let's say we save it. If you wanted to add a link, make this image a clickable link so that when people actually click it or tap it, if they're on a phone, you can add a link right here. So if you want this image to go to, for example, a blog post or a certain page on your website, you would add that link right here. And once you put that in there, you just click save, and then it's done. And that image becomes a clickable link. And other options here, you can do a gallery image. So if you wanted to drag and drop a gallery box, it'll pop in options here, so you can actually do 3 images in a row. And if you want to change that, you can go to settings, and maybe you want to just do 2 images. There it goes. Or if you want to do mixed, maybe 2 big images here and then some 3 little preview images here. Change the sizes of them. A lot of different things you can do. Okay, I'm going to get rid of that. If you want to get rid of one, you don't like it, you just click the trash can button. Let's say that you wanted to add your own signature. Okay, so a sign off for the email. If you want to do that, you can do that. You can maybe have a little headshot of yourself here, your name, your contact information. You can certainly do that. And then if you get it like you want it, you can use that same signature for every single email that you send. So you don't have to do it every time. We're not going to do every one of these boxes, but you can see how you can start to play around with these. If you wanted to add a divider line here between the sections, you can. If you wanted to add an image that is within the text, so in other words, you have text here, then you have the image directly to the right of that, you can do that. Or you can, let's say you want to add in a little preview of a video, you can do that. If it's hosted on YouTube, for example, you just enter in the video URL right there, wherever the video is hosted. You want to change the color of the play button, you can do that. And that's essentially just going to link to the video. If you already have some HTML code that you want to insert, you can drag and drop the little code box there and just add in your HTML code if you already have it done. So a lot of things you can do here. You can customize it really however you want. Just play around with it, get it like you want it, and then you can always go over here to the design settings features, change the color, the link color, the text color, all that type of stuff. Change the background color, the spacing between the lines. So you can get as involved as you want. Whatever makes sense for you, whatever helps you, obtain your purpose. If you want to preview it, what it might look like on a phone screen, it opens up a little template here of what it might look like if you're opening up the email on a phone. That's pretty cool. So you can toggle between those. And then once you're done, you just click Done Editing, just like we did in the text field. And then it's going to bring up the same question: what subscriber group do you want to send it to, or a segment to the group? And then the rest of it's just kind of the same as before. You can also send a test email if you want to, which is always pretty cool. So that would be here under the content section, send a test email. And you want to make sure that you're sending a test email to a different email address than you're using with your account. So if you have another email address that you want to look at it, you can do that. And then if you want to preview the email, you can do that. If you need to go back and edit something, you can do that. So again, we already looked at how to schedule your email or send it now, but that's basically how you set up an HTML email with the drag and drop feature. Like I said, if you wanted to go back and edit that content, you absolutely could before you send it. And then just make sure you have everything like you want it in here. And then this is the little section here. It automatically adds this. If you can't see the images, it says click here, and that'll actually open up a page online for them to read the email outside of their email service, whatever they're using. For example, if they have a phone and they're pulling up the email in their email section or their email app, if they don't want to read it in there, they can click that link and it'll open up a page to read the email. So that's how you create an email with drag and drop, and then just make sure you either send it or schedule it. Alright, so your pro tip with your HTML emails and using that drag and drop feature, just don't overdo it. Don't put in too many images. Don't try to get too fancy. Just make sure you get your message across, get your purpose across, and include what you need. But don't overdo it. Just realize that people aren't going to wait around for your email to load that has 5 big images in it. So just make sure that you keep it effective and don't try to get too fancy with it.